Hey guys, welcome back. We're here in the second episode of the Jellyverse Tech Talk, and with me today is Jovan, and we're going to cover the huge update on the roadmap. We're going to talk about the current development status of Jellyverse. We're going to talk about an airdrop, and we're going to bring some other very interesting information. It's going to be a deep dive into all of those topics. As you know, the Tech Talk might be a bit longer. We might go a bit more detailed into the technical aspects to really share all this information with you. And yeah, if you have any additional questions, if you have any additional topics that you want us to cover in the tech talk in a very detailed manner, just post it down in the comments. And with this, first of all, welcome, Jovan. I'm happy you're here.
Yeah, so hi everyone. This is kind of the project overview, just a quick reminder of what Jellyverse is, or at least currently is, because we definitely plan on making it even bigger. But yeah, for now, we have these three protocols in the making. One is JellySwap, which is a fork of Balancer with all the cool and nice features and pool types that Balancer has, like weighted pools, portfolio pools, and stable pools. Um, yeah, that part is supposed to be the kind of main utility hub of Jellyverse for now, and yeah, hopefully with a lot of liquidity and tokens, it would be very useful for people. The next is JellyStake, the protocol that is kind of running the entire Jellyverse. It's what drives the truly decentralized governance, and it what the main connector of Jelly with the rest of the system. It has this vote escrow approach that Balancer and other protocols had, but kind of upgraded to incorporate NFTs to basically give users more flexibility with their staking positions. And of course, jAssets, developed by our partners, Black Swan, which is a protocol in the making, which will not be live at the start of the system, but it will be hopefully very soon, and give users a whole new set of utility and usage of Jellyverse. So yeah, that's kind of a quick overview and how we envision the system working. So we have on the one side, on the left side here, all these different protocols, and for now it's JellySwap and jAssets. But in the future, we definitely plan on incorporating even more protocols that give different types of utilities and cover maybe different types of users, all through governance and through the Jelly token connected via JellyStake. So stakers will stake Jelly. They will contribute to governance and make all those important decisions, whether small or big, like specific fees on JellySwap, maybe changing some parameters with jAssets or anything else with future protocols. And for that, they will get a share of the fees from those protocols. And of course, the users of the protocols will also get a share of those fees from the usage of those protocols, and also will be incentivized by rewards in Jelly. So that is how kind of the flow of Jelly and capital and decision making will work in Jellyverse. As far as development goes, yeah, these are some of the things that have been completed in this sprint. The Burn Smart contract that will bootstrap initial liquidity is done. The whole infrastructure for off-chain reward distribution is mostly done. A lot of bug fixes, a lot of testing. We have staking and chests, which are kind of the abstraction of those staking positions available. I'm not sure if they're available to test publicly, but if not, they will soon be. So yeah, Yeah, that's mostly it. The balancer smart contracts have been deployed for some time. A lot of bug fixes regarding those contracts, usually on the front end side, since those contracts are pretty straightforward, um, have been completed. And yeah, we are well on the way to have everything ready relatively soon. We don't want to make any hard promises, but relatively soon. We still
Let me jump in here quickly, Jovan, if it's okay, just
yeah.
to give a little bit more of context. When you say the burn smart contract, this is related to the burning of DFI and DUSD. So this is why we came up with this name in the past. Just to make it pretty clear for everyone, we're not going to do this anymore. So this is going to be the new contract on the new chain, which we're going to use to structure the launch of Jellyverse. And maybe you could quickly emphasize on the off-chain reward distribution, what this means, if maybe someone missed this in the previous episode.
Sure. So the system, since the whole system is pretty complicated, and the exact calculation of reward distribution is pretty complicated. So again, for people coming from DeFi chain that are used to kind of this integrated reward distribution on the native DEX, integrated in the chain itself, in the nodes itself themselves. This may be a bit weird, but on an EVM chain, the complexity is too high to calculate something like that per transaction. So instead of one transaction or fees from one transaction straight away being distributed among users, they are collected and then they are distributed periodically. So period will be probably once per week. And in the meantime, we have periodical snapshots, daily snapshots of the state, which determines how much of those rewards, of those fees, will each user get. So that goes both for fees and for Jelly incentives. And those calculations are done off-chain, but then through governance are confirmed by the users of the entire protocol. So it's still decentralized. Technically speaking, anybody can do those calculations. Anybody can do the off-chain calculations, propose a reward distribution with the results of those calculations. And if all the other users confirm and that matches the state of the chain, that the proposal will go through and rewards and fees will be distributed that way.
Correct. This was very very detailed explanation. I really like it. The benefit of this whole approach for the off-chain reward distribution is that Jellyverse remains highly flexible, and we could basically plug in rewards into future protocols. We could use it for other purposes. So the whole system remains very very flexible, but still very secure, because everyone can run the calculation, as you said, Jovan, and can double check that everything has been done accordingly. So I think this gives a little glimpse on what this is and why this feature was a bigger milestone for us to complete, since yeah, it's related to the whole governance system and it was a bigger effort.
Yes, correct. Just one thing to add. So the flexibility you mentioned is also, so we have those two aspects of the reward distribution. One is calculation of how many rewards, or rather, to which users rewards will be distributed, which is what I covered, and that flexibility comes from also deciding how rewards will go to each group of users. So we have this pool and that pool, we have stakers, we have in the future jAssets. So distribution among those different protocols and also on the protocol level, different users.
Correct, absolutely. No, that's cool. I think the other points, as you covered, bug fixes, test for staking, I can just emphasize one more time. It was really, really nice that the community was here helping in testing. And as you also said, staking will be live soon on the testnet, so people can test this. And yeah, it would be cool if you guys want to test, just check it out. But I think with this is cool. If you want, you can go on.
Yeah, all the tests have been very helpful by the community. Of course, I would again like to emphasize Staking will be live on testnet, but it's still kind of a beta version of it. All of this is done, but still we have internal tests and of course external tests. But yes, so it would be very helpful for people to test, but it's still not a finished product for sure. So yeah, burn event, jelly allocator testing, integration tests. So that all is kind of the front end and the integration side of the burn smart contract. Claim integration is the integration of claiming of those rewards that will be distributed. Distributor smart contract as well. Test for swaps. Like I said, we're currently performing internal testing. Community bug fixes. This covers all the bugs reported by the community. This is an ongoing effort, and it will be probably in perpetuity, since I guess bugs you never have zero bugs. And end-to-end test for the whole reward distribution process. That is maybe the most important thing, since it's kind of the core. Tests for end-to-end tests and tests for the off-chain script are kind of the core for the reward distribution, and that is kind of the core of the entire system. So the most important stuff there.
Absolutely. I think one interesting fact to add for the claim integration, this also includes the cooldown phase. So for everyone who watched the first episode of the TechTalk, I think we covered this. Otherwise, we can maybe quickly elaborate on this. So the cooldown phase is basically something like a smaller funnel where the rewards go through. So if users receive rewards, they can claim it right away, but then they only get 50% of the rewards. If they wait 30 days, then they get the full amount of the rewards. And this sets the path that people with at least a time horizon of 30 days, which really is not long, are rewarded, and people who just want to dump their rewards straight right away are punished here. So there's a little extra feature on the claim integration why this is also taking a bit longer, and it's not just a basic claim feature.
Yeah, that approach along with the staking approach and the way the votes and rewards are calculated, we kind of wanted to emphasize the long-term users, the users who are there for a longer time horizon, and have more of the upside, and then users who are there for shorter have less of an upside, or in this case, a sort of a small fee to pay. Well, a fee to pay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so these are some of the important milestones. We are currently performing internal audits for all the smart contracts made. Again, internal and external bug testing. External audits will be started this week, hopefully, if everything goes well, and of course, finalization of the roadmap. So yeah. This is the kind of an overview of the initial architecture on JellySwap. This is what we'll have in the beginning. A few of the pools in the beginning. This is of course not fully set in stone, but this is something more of an example of how we see it in the beginning and how it will look like. So we have here the first kind of core pool, which will be bootstrapped with the burn contract, is the one that is marked here, NC Jelly. NC standing for native currency, since we still don't have a decision on the chain. Therefore, we don't really know what the native currency will be, but definitely the main pool will be that one. And then we have wrapped BTC Jelly, wrapped Ethereum Jelly, wrapped Ethereum and staked Ethereum. Also a Thrive pool with USDC, USDT, and JUSD. That is, of course, when JUSD comes, which is, again, hopefully very soon, but it's still undetermined. And Jelly USDT. So this is just kind of an example of the initial pool structure. And of course, later on, once we have jAssets, once we onboard hopefully some real world assets, we will have uh, pools containing those real world assets. We will have pools containing jAssets, and of course, a combination of all of that inside of multi-token portfolio pools, which is like the real heavy hitter of JellySwap, and one of the main features that we want to highlight and feel like will be very utilized and very useful for users to use to combine multiple of those assets, not only crypto, but different types of assets, and use them and trade them, and not just hold them.
Absolutely. I think the USDC, USDT, JUSD pool, that might be also placeholder for a potential 3 stablecoin pool with DAI or any other very successful stablecoin on the native chain that we're going to launch on. So I think those pools are very, very famous. I mean, this is the pool that basically made Curve so famous. And behind this pool is the math of the stable pools. So this is something that we want to also look into it. To be honest, it's not going to be in the very first version of JellySwap. We're just going to start with the weighted pools first, but the stable pool will be available probably in V2 or V1.2, something like this. And then, yeah, we will look into those pools again. And yeah, as you said, Jovan, here's where the magic happens. When the real assets are listed, the jAssets are into place, and we can create the portfolio pools, then things will really take off.
Yep, for sure. And this is kind of a short look on the roadmap. So we released JellySwap on Sepolia. We recently released staking and governments also on Sepolia. We are doing all of the development and tests on Sepolia until we have the decision on the chain, which will be soon. We are starting external audits this week, and of course, as soon as we have the decision on the chain, we will do the release on the testnet of the chain itself, and of course, testing and bug fixing will come with that. So these kind of 3 points are all something that is currently going on this week and beginning of next week, and is kind of our focus in this current like currently our main focus. Then we have the mainnet release, of course, when everything goes through, when external audits finish, and when all of the tests, when we are confident enough that we don't have any major bugs, all of the tests go through smoothly, and so on. And then, of course, in the future, onboarding real world assets. That's kind of the first step in this bigger vision of Jellyverse. And then comes the jAssets, of course, testnet release alongside with testing and auditing, and then mainnet release. This timeline is kind of, we have this 2024 and 2025. It's kind of undefined. Of course, with development, one delay of one step can push back other steps, and you never actually know how long anything is going to take. So that's why there are no hard promises. But yeah, mainnet release is expected. I guess early Q2, I think, is the best guess that we can give, and not a promise, but kind of
Absolutely, yeah. We were thinking about, we had on the slide specific dates on each point, because we of course have this as an internal roadmap. But yeah, I think it's better to communicate it this way. Makes sense.
Yeah, and of course, onboarding real world assets will come very soon after that. And jAssets, of course, it's very dependent on how the development goes, because they're still in development. But yeah, also they are making really good progress, and it looks like they will have it ready a lot sooner than we expected. Then yeah, no promises though. So yeah, and this is kind of the roadmap for future plans. This is further down the road. That yeah, uh, commodity-backed stablecoin, which is something that yeah we are looking into it. Of course, it's tricky with incorporating real-world assets into anything like that, but it's definitely something that is interesting. Um, yeah, extension of the user experience with gamification components and trading strategies. This is kind of very vague, using a lot of big words and buzzwords and so on. But what this essentially means is that we are kind of always working on improving the hub of the Jellyverse.org site, the app. And what we currently have is, of course, the MVP, something that is usable, but yeah, we want to make it a bit more flashy, a bit more gamey, and something that will yeah, users enjoy using more even than what we currently have. And yeah, futures and options protocols, that is also something that we're looking into. Of course, not much to say about that because yeah, it has a lot of implications, but it's something that we are definitely looking into.
Absolutely. So maybe just to elaborate a little bit. So commodity-backed stablecoin, if you guys maybe realized that we didn't listed JUSD explicitly next to jAssets. This was something that we always had in mind, but we agreed with Black Swan that JUSD will be part of the jAsset system since a stablecoin is included in there. And it's not making so much sense in this setup to come up with two stablecoins. So we're going to have the JUSD still on the roadmap. It's going to work with the same mechanisms because it's still a liquidity fork. It's just going to be inside the vault structure of the J asset system. And what we said then makes total sense is to discover opportunities to make a future stablecoin that can incorporate commodities as collateral. This is something which we think is super interesting because you can start using gold or any other assets that are available on Jellyverse as collateral, and this is definitely something which the industry have not seen yet in this way. So very, very interesting. And for the last point here, future and options protocol, this might also be something that is not necessarily developed by us because, I mean, we also have limited resources and capacities and time. But this is something that I'm looking forward to push to other people to build on top of Jellyverse, since they can plug into the system. We're going to have some allocations for the Jellyverse launchpad, so Jelly allocation that we can give to strong developer teams who are capable and motivated to develop on top of the whole Jellyverse and jAsset system. And this might be super interesting to have some leverage or some other components into this. Yeah, cool. Jovan, with this, thank you very much. I'm going to take over from here and introduce you to our airdrop. This is something that we are working on right now and is super fresh ongoing. This means that nothing is really decided yet. Nothing is completely set in stone, but we are getting close to really nail down all the components. And the purpose of having this here in this Tech Talk is to share with you and get your opinion. So we know or we assume that an airdrop is always something that is really is a major thing for the whole community, and there's different opinions about airdrops. So we have a basic idea that we structured in three different categories. We have the lock drop, we have quests, and we have social media engagement. This means that everything related to the airdrop will go into one of those categories. And to quickly elaborate what this means, the lock drop basically is here's it. Is a way in Jellyverse to airdrop Jelly tokens without the Jelly tokens to be accessible, or without the Jelly tokens to be able to sold off. Maybe this is a better way of saying it. So the user would get an airdrop, which is basically in staking NFT. This is the way how it works on Jellyverse, right? You are in staking, then you are having one of those beautiful staking NFTs where you see your APR, you see your votes, and you see your unfreezing time, and you see how much Jelly is inside of this NFT. And you can always view it. You can always extend the vesting period to get more rewards. You can always add more jelly to get more rewards, but you cannot withdraw the jelly from this position. And we thought, since we have this anyway, it would be extremely cool to make a bigger airdrop. So an airdrop that is more exciting, that can really create a lot of buzz and can really motivate people to do certain steps to enter into Jellyverse. But of course, they cannot sell the tokens immediately. So we don't have a risk for the initial liquidity and for the initial time of Jellyverse. The idea is, of course, to introduce people slowly to Jellyverse, to make them being community members, to make them getting rewards over time, to make them manage those rewards and interact with the dashboard a lot of times. So this is the first idea. And those lock drops, they would come probably in combination with some quests. And those quests might be whatever we come up with, right? This might be on-chain activity, this might be testing, this might be providing liquidity to the pools. We are pretty flexible here because we want to do or execute those quests with demanding. One thing to note is that we definitely have to check all the legal side of this, how this looks and what we can do and what we cannot do, which we're currently doing. But we can craft a lot of cool things. And the current idea is to have something like a main quest where you basically start from a very simple quest to a very difficult quest. And along the way, you can provide a lot of value to Jellyverse. You can participate in testing. You can provide liquidity. You can create a staking position. You can maybe buy some jelly. You can really interact in a positive way. And you get free jelly along the way. And at the very end, you're getting one of the bigger lock drops. So basically, you get something, maybe you get a gold chest with like $500 worth of jelly. And this is maybe vested for investing for 2 years. And then after this, you get this. And maybe after 2 years, your $500 worth of jelly are worth way more. So that's the idea. And with this, we want to increase the allocation for the airdrop significantly, also to use this as a tool to decentralize Jellyverse and get more tokens out without creating negative impact on the price. And yeah, this is our current idea with those 3 components. If you have specific ideas for the quests, for the lock drop, for the vesting period, maybe you can also give us feedback on how would you like to get a lock drop? How much would this make you excited about participating in Jellyverse? This would really, really help. So those are the 2 things we're looking right now: legal advice and your input. And then we will take this into consideration. Yeah.
Maybe just to mention, because you wanted to mention that, right? The kind of how and why we went away from the initial idea of just dropping to DFI and DUSD holders.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the reminder. So initially we wanted to, we had airdrop allocation for the specific communities that we are targeting. So this was the DeFi chain community, the new chain community, so the community of the new blockchain we're going to, and maybe some other communities that we seem are very interesting for Jellyverse. And yeah, we decided to restructure the airdrop. And we thought that it makes more sense to make it independent of the communities and independent of the token holdings. So it doesn't matter how much DFI you hold, how much DUSD you hold, or how much tokens you hold on the new chain, because we also wanted to make sure that no one has to buy a token that he doesn't want to buy just to be eligible for the airdrop. Instead, we want to make it connected to things that bring value to Jellyverse. And this is social media engagement, and of course, all the quests and all the things that you can do inside of the quest. I think this covered it well, or Jovan?
Yes. Just wanted to remind you.
Yes, no, that's great. Thanks. And yeah, I think the last topic for today, I think we never really introduced our team, Jovan. I mean, you and me, we did the first episode of the Tech Talk, now second. Maybe in future we could bring the rest of the team here on the show. And if you would like to see this, then it would be super interesting if you give us this feedback. Just to give a super quick overview, I mean, I guess you know the core team, Jovan and myself, of course, here in the Tech Talk. Ben and Lazar, of course, always since the beginning with us, working on all the endeavors together. And Lazar, well known for being the creator of Jelly, and Ben was also here on multiple shows on the marketing front of whole Jellyverse. But we do have engineers in team. We have seven engineers, and we also have more people on the design side. And it would be really cool to introduce you to all of those, just to have a quick glimpse on what we accomplished together with our partners on the development side. This might be very interesting for you to get a feeling of how qualitative the result is going to be of Jellyverse, how much we invested and put effort into making a very solid product. And I think all of this would not have been possible without our partners MVP workshop here. But yeah, pretty astonishing references. So Ethereum Global, Filecoin contributions, a lot of contributions on Polkadot and Solana, Avalanche. So that's really cool. We also have here Polygon Edge. I think this was one of the bigger developments where you can basically create customizable blockchains inside of the Polygon network. And yeah, we have a lot of experience here in our team, and I'm very happy that we were able to build this team up with our partner. And yeah, looking very good. Jovan, anything to add here?
No, just yeah. All of what you said is true, and then some. I think the guys working on this are really good, really cool, and he have a lot of experience in the field. And yeah, everybody can rest assured that the product that we're going to deliver is going to reflect all of that. So yeah.
One of the things that we're looking into definitely on the long run is to extend developer capacities. And if you would like to join us in any way, either as community member or as someone who contributes completely on a decentralized manner, just looking on GitHub, doing some pull requests, suggesting changes, or if you really want to become part of the team, then yeah, feel free to reach out. I think we will have all the links in the Telegram group, and we're always here for this. So with this, Jovan, I think we're pretty much covered. Did we miss anything?
I don't think so. I think we're good.
Okay, cool. Then with this, Jovan, thanks for your time. Guys, thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with all the informations around Jellyverse. And with this, have a nice day. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.